It's official. It's official, and it embarrasses the Congress greatly. 3 days after the Congress denied links to dubious firm Cambridge Analytica, a whistleblower in a sworn deposition to the UK Parliament, no less, has claimed that he has proof that the party was one of its clients. If the whistleblower is to be believed, then the Congress stands guilty of hacking our private data to influence our voting pattern. Here are some hard facts. Here are some hard facts that Rahul Gandhi will have to answer. Cambridge Analytica whistleblower names Congress as a big client. Chris Wiley says he has documentary proof linking Congress to the firm. Wiley, in fact, likens Cambridge Analytica to a modern-day colonizer. He says that the tainted firm specializes in extracting personal data to influence voting patterns, voting choices. Obviously, the Bharatiya Janata Party today is claiming vindication because moments after Ravi Shankar Prasad had made that claim a few days ago, viewers, you might recall the Congress coming out and trashing Ravi Shankar Prasad in the Bharatiya Janata Party. One of the leading spokespeople of the Congress party came out and said very clearly they couldn't even afford the services of Cambridge Analytica. First, listen to the whistleblower Christopher Wiley as he names Congress directly. I do believe I have some documentation which can clarify issues which really stings the Congress, because this is documented evidence and the deposition is diametrically opposite to the denial by the Congress party, where it clearly distanced itself from the tainted data Analytica firm. Now listen to when the Congress went into absolute denial mode.
Indian National Congress or the Congress President have never used and never hired the services of the company called Cambridge Analytica.
And the Congress needs to now come out. Now that the whistleblower has under sworn testimony indicted the Congress, will the party explain fully its linkages to Cambridge Analytica, this firm that extracts viewers' data, that extracts your Facebook data so that it can profile you psychologically, then influence your vote, push you into voting Mishra, senior journalist, Sanjay Hegde, senior advocate, and Sanjeev Srivastava, senior journalist. Now I want to begin first with Sanjay Hegde. Sanjay Hegde, if you can hear me, how bad is this for the Congress party? That a whistleblower sworn deposition before the UK Parliament in the House of Commons links the Congress party to a firm that is caught in the whirlwind for stealing data to influence voters.
Okay, a sworn deposition in any place other than an Indian court does not count as far as I am concerned. As far as politics is concerned, that's a different thing. Cambridge Analytica was no doubt very influential in the Trump campaign. The people attribute Trump's win to Cambridge Analytica. After that, they have been selling their goods to all kinds of parties. The whistleblower here says that that the Congress also bought their services. Now, it's an open question as to what documents the whistleblower has, who in the Congress authorized it, and what is the level of credibility of the whistleblower. All these can only be tested, to my mind, if there is any criminal case filed in an Indian court. But there is a problem. There are no laws with regard to Cambridge Analytica's
but there is a deeper question.
Profiling.
I understand, Mr. Hegde.
I'm just telling you where the law stands.
I understand that.
I'm just telling you where the law stands.
But look how bad it's beginning to look. You'd admit that politically this is damaging.
For politics.
Okay, you don't want to get into the politics. Let me bring in Ashutosh Mishra. Give me 30 seconds. Ashutosh Mishra.
Politically, it depends on how people spin it.
Oh,
either way.
How they spin it?
There will be people saying that the Congress is wrong. The Congress will say that the BJP also did it. That is a different question altogether.
Okay, I think there's a bigger question, Ashutosh Mishra, that we're dancing around. What was the service? What was the service that was provided by Cambridge Analytica that the Congress is going out of its way to deny? That is the more immediate question. The deeper question, Ashutosh Mishra, what was so venal about this service that the Congress has gone to great lengths to deny? Surely that's the biggest question, Mr. Mishra.
So, first of all, yeah, so my answer to it is, first of all, the gentleman who is the whistleblower is continuously saying, I believe, I believe, I believe. So why should we believe a white man who is saying anything about our politicians here blindly and distrust our own politicians? And the gentleman has also said that he doesn't know in which year Congress employed Cambridge Analytica. He has also made a statement that there was a US billionaire who was paying Cambridge Analytica to ensure that Congress be defeated.
No, Christopher, one second. You're being very, very mischievous and disingenuous. Please get your facts right, Mr. Mishra. He never claimed that there are some billionaires. It was a lawyer who says he has heard media reports.
There is an IT. No, you listen to Times Now.
Mr. Mishra,
Times Now itself has carried that. There is another IT guy
where you look stupid on it. I'm sorry to say.
There is another IT guy who has said that there is a US billionaire who wanted Congress to be defeated.
Excuse me, sir. If I bring out the bite of the person that you are referring to and he turns out not to be Christopher, will you apologize? Will you apologize? Ashutosh Mishra, will you apologize?
No, I'm not saying Christopher said that. I said it was a report.
No, listen to me.
I'm not saying Christopher said that.
Now listen to me.
I'm saying another
IT guy
from Cambridge Analytica.
I will tell you something. If you would allow me to.
That I'm not saying Christopher Willie said it.
Okay, Mr. Mishra.
There was a bite where it is said that IT guy from Cambridge Analytica said it.
No, you got it completely wrong. So let me. No, 1 second. Let me correct you. Since you're so widely off the mark that you're looking a bit silly. And I feel for you today because I don't want people to troll you. So please, let me tell you what the facts are. While this gentleman was making his deposition shortly after...
I'm not afraid of getting trolled.
Okay, can you listen to me?
When you speak facts and others don't believe it, I am not afraid of being trolled.
Okay, Mr. Mishra, good. I'm glad you have such great conviction in your ignorance, but that's fine. Now let me tell you and set the record straight. There was an individual who was a lawyer who was also attending this hearing. And he piped in and he said that I have also heard reports that there was some big billionaire sitting in America who was employed also to influence the elections in such a way as to defeat the Congress. He was nowhere as specific as Mr. Wiley. What does Mr. Wiley say? He says, I believe I have some documentation in India that I can also provide if that helps. And the committee member says, yes, that would help. So this is all catalogued. It's all documented. And that's why, Sanjeev Srivastava, this looks awful for the Congress party. Awful for the Congress party because the Congress party is being exposed by an individual who has no connection with the Indian political scene. He is not someone who's standing for elections here. He is clearly not part of the Bharatiya Janata Party. He is not representing any lobby. He's only incriminating himself if he is lying. If he can't substantiate, he incriminates himself. Why would he take that risk? Is Rahul Gandhi's uncle? Is he his brother? No. So why would he take that risk?
Rahul, I have been
might be
following
paid
this
for
story
it.
ever since the whistleblower's statement to the UK Parliament broke out. I just want to ask a very small question. I don't think the Congress has come out with any statement after that. Or if they have, then I have missed out on that. So if they, I am assuming that they have not come out with any statement.
No.
And in that case, if they have not come out with a statement for 2 or 3 hours since the story has broken, I think it happened around 5 in the evening, then it kind of puts them in the, even in a greater spotlight and greater discomfort. I think it's hugely embarrassing for the Congress party, especially after what Ramya said on Times Now, their social media person, and the lady who does, you know, some excellent tweets and very smart work. But she really, I heard her on Times Now saying that the Congress party has nothing to do with this Analytica company. And same was said by Mr. Surjewala, Congress spokesperson, 3 or 4 days ago. So after those kind of very categorical denials and dissociation with Cambridge Analytica, if now this whistleblower says that they actually have done business with the Congress party, the onus is on the Congress now to disprove that version of the whistleblower. So I think it's definitely very embarrassing. Definitely we owe the Congress owes an explanation to the country. The only thing of interest which I would like to say as an aside is that I really wonder as to what use this Cambridge Analytica was to the Congress party. Was it hired in 2014 when they got 44 seats? Or was it hired last year in Uttar Pradesh when the Congress ended up with 7 seats in the assembly? So what great service is this great company doing for the Congress party is anybody's guess, unless they hired it for Punjab, where they won, or in Gujarat, where they put up a decent fight. But in any case, to cut the long story short, they do owe an explanation.
They do owe an
after
explanation.
Those categorical denials.
Sunit Chopra, what was so dark and devious about the engagement that the Congress has gone to such lengths to deny an association which has been confirmed by a whistleblower? There must be something they want to hide.
I don't think it's been confirmed yet. I've listened to your whistleblower. It's not been confirmed yet.
Okay. In what sense are you saying that you don't think it's been confirmed?
And Mr. Modi was a client of Amrish Tyagi, who is linked to Cambridge Analytica, and he removed him from his Facebook, or rather from the page. And also, there was, in 2009, this company of Amrish Tyagi was used by Rajnath Singh.
Okay.
So let them also answer.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it's a company that has had more failures than successes.
Mr. Nalin
And the
Kohli,
kind of thing
you use the Indian wing of Cambridge Analytica, says the left.
Said about Mr.
Sunit
Manmohan
Chopra
Singh.
says you're just as guilty. You've been
Gujarat,
using the Indian wing of Cambridge Analytica.
statement
You've been using
is
a firm that
from
is run by
Cambridge
the
Analytica.
son of a politician. Response, sir. What's the big deal?
I've heard each one of them and I have comments on all of them.
That firm is
To start with, let's
Cambridge
not be
Analytica.
unfair to Mr. Sunit Chopra. I mean, in all fairness, social media was not even born at the time when the former Soviet Union and the left ideology got eliminated from this world. So, I mean, they probably haven't kept track of what really is happening. With regard to the Congress party, yes, it's deeply embarrassing. It's deeply distressing for them. It should be. Because a Brahmastra that they were claiming a few months ago suddenly has turned out to be an organization of great deceit, an organization of extreme the foreigners from India, actually hired the services of a foreign firm that, if the Channel 4 report is to be taken on its face value, was actually peddling prostitutes for contracts. If the whistleblower is to be listened to, was even willing to murder, though he says that I'm not sure, a colleague of his, and he goes unequivocally to say that yes,
No, but they're saying that the BJP did the same. You employed the Indian firm.
Rahul,
Answer me, Shahzad Poonawala. Since you know these details, I want to ask you.
Just give me 30
Cambridge
seconds.
Analytica has an Indian wing. The Indian wing was employed by the Bharatiya Janata Party.
That is absolutely incorrect.
Incorrect.
I'm
But why
giving
did they have then the logo
I am giving
of the
proof.
BJP's emblem?
May I just finish my point, Rahul? This is a lot of cross-talk.
Okay, finish your
Rahul,
point.
I don't know who's speaking over me, but it's a lot of cross-talk. May I just finish my point?
But you need to answer.
May I just finish? Mr. Chopra, please relax. Now, with regards to... no, we haven't dealt with them. Of course, we haven't dealt with them.
Because
now, to come to what Mr. Sanjay Hegde is saying. I mean, Mr. Sanjay Hegde as an advocate is spinning a political story. Of course, it has nothing to do with the Indian courts. This is not in the Indian courts. So, how can you, me or any other lawyer be concerned with it? But certainly, it is before the UK House of Commons, just as any citizen of the world whose data is being misused and whose a political party in whose country, in this case the Congress party, is resorting to slight, is resorting to misrepresentation, to fake news generation, to psychometric analysis.
Okay, 30
we have
seconds
every
of
right to be
proof comes out
concerned.
from Shahzad Poonawala,
Mr. Chopra,
who was, remember, and remains part of the Congress machinery. He might be strange, but he perhaps has some insights. Yes, Shahzad Poonawala.
on the day the story broke, I was on air on Times Now,
Yes,
and I
let me
categorically,
explain.
please, 1 second, sir. I gave proof of how Amrish Tyagi's firm was in touch with Rahul Gandhi and his team. In fact, I put out an email. Point number 1. Point number 2, I know Amrish personally. He used to claim and he was claiming that he was in touch with Rahul Gandhi's team, but never about BJP, because there was no point approaching the BJP because BJP was already looking like winning the elections. He wanted to do it with the Congress. Thirdly, Mr. Tyagi met Mr. Alexander Nix in September 2016 in America, and then he was brought to India where he met UPA leaders in 2017. And
But
that's when
Shahzad
the
Poonawala,
services
look at the
started.
screen. There's the Ovlino website, and
Now,
it has the
about
BJP
that,
as a client, our clients.
About that, I'll tell you.
2010.
About that, I'll tell you. First of all, Cambridge
And
Analytica came into existence in
2009.
2013 December.
And only
Right.
As far as the
those
services of
websites have
SCL Ovlino are
Modi's
concerned, I have
picture on
proof.
it.
I have
Till it
proof that
became
the only
public.
services they were giving were being given to the Congress party. And they were only
So why
approaching
were they
Congress.
calling the BJP a
Because
client?
if I have a website, if I have a
He's
LinkedIn
put the
profile,
proof
I can
before
put that
the
I did
courts.
work for Times Now. I can put I did work for Nalin Kohli. I can put I did work for
So
Sanjeev
they're lying.
Srivastava. I can
That's
put
a serious charge. They were
it
lying.
is my fundamental
Sanjay
right
Hegde.
to over exaggerate anybody's victory as my victory.
Fair enough, fair enough.
And sir, this is a
Over-exaggerate, I
national
can
security
claim.
issue.
Okay, national
It's a national
security
security
issue,
issue.
Sanjay Hegde.
Who is
If
using
the
Cambridge
Congress
Analytica
party
to
was
destabilize
using
governments?
Cambridge Analytica to steal your data, my data, Facebook members' data, to influence them, that's a very, very serious charge. Let's not brush it off. Come on. You understand the legal implications of this.
BJP is using
let's-
Aadhaar to use our data.
So expose them,
let's
catch them out. Here the Congress has got exposed and caught out. So Mr. Hegde, you need to answer.
And
Listen.
BJP. You can't escape
Listen.
Modi's
First,
picture
fir-
on Amrish's web page.
Okay. Mr. Hegde.
Who's the question to?
Yo.
Okay.
Yo.
The question is this: data theft in regard to Cambridge Analytica is an issue between Cambridge Analytica and Facebook. Facebook says that it gave profile information to Cambridge Analytica to analyze. Cambridge Analytica retained the data and therefore it used it for other purposes. As far as theft is concerned, it's between Cambridge and Facebook. Now comes the question of where all the Cambridge Analytica algorithm was used. Cambridge Analytica's algorithm was used by a variety of people. It could have been used directly, it could have been used indirectly. There can be parties which hired it. There can be consultants which hired it.
No,
there
no,
can
no,
be
no, no,
advertising
no.
agencies
Tell me
that can
that if
hire.
Cambridge Analytica could have been hired,
Please
could have
don't
been
interrupt.
hired
Let me
by
complete my
because it
point.
had
Let me
access to
complete
this
my
data.
point.
the
Let me
national
complete my
security
point.
and the election implications,
no,
election
let me
funding is
complete my
People
limited.
weren't
point.
You
paying
use
big money
election-
because they like the face of
Let me-
Alexander Nix.
Shahzad, please stop interrupting me.
Sir, but you
Please
have to
stop
answer that
interrupting me.
election
Let me
laws were
complete the point.
violated in taking
The
their
point
services.
is
Okay.
that Cambridge
600
Analytica
crores,
is politically
not account
Let him respond.
boisterous. Cambridge Analytica's forebear, that is SCL, was consulting with Mahesh Sharma of the BJP. That is what the print story says. Thereafter, they started targeting each and every politician. The print story further goes on to say that they offered their services to the Congress for free. The print story also goes on to say that
another sensational twist to this story. I'm under pressure to reveal this. I must come in because I've just been told by the producer that there has been another claim that has been made by this whistleblower which changes the complexion of this story. Big breaking news coming in, let's fire it. We are being told that this individual, Mr. Wiley, Christopher Wiley, has said that his predecessor, who was working in Kenya, was killed. Yes. And he, before his death, was working also on the India project. India. He was working on the India project before he was killed. Now that is a sensational claim made by Christopher Wiley.
There was a Romanian gentleman called Muresan.
Yeah. So why was this individual killed?
It was a Romanian gentleman called Muresan.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Indeed, I'm being told as we are speaking.
And Muresan also worked for Mahesh Sharma.
I'm just going to connect Hector Kenneth, our executive editor, who has just picked this up. And we are going to just go across to him in less than 30 seconds to get the details. Hector Kenneth just telling me, he's on the line, Hector Kenneth telling us that there has been another stunning revelation by the whistleblower. Hector, can you illuminate us?
Yes, what the whistleblower has told the UK Parliament is that his predecessor, one gentleman by the name of Dan Murison, was working for the President Uhuru Kenyatta's re-election campaign, and he was found dead in 2012. And he believes that he was killed there as the relationships went sour. Now, Mr. Murison was also, according to Mr. Wiley, working on the India project prior to going to Kenya. So we can imagine what kind of elements are at play over here, because this particular gentleman was actually silenced for his role in Kenya.
Okay, so this is not some...
He was linked to Mahesh Sharma as your own...
Sir, Cambridge Analytica was formed in 2013 December, whom he was working privately with. Even if he was working, how does it matter? CA came into existence on December 30, 2013.
Okay.
Point number one. Point number two was Mahesh Sharma.
1 minute. What are we debating? We have a situation where under a sworn... No, 1 second. Gentlemen, please... Give me 30 seconds. I just want to quickly bring our viewers on this sensational new turn to this entire data theft story. Now, Congress has been linked to Datagate directly. I'm not linking the Congress, neither is the BJP. A surprise factor has entered this equation. The whistleblower who first exposed the scandal has told UK Parliament under a sworn testimony that, and I'll quote him, I believe that their client, that Cambridge Analytica's client was Congress. But I know that they have all kinds of projects, both regional. I don't remember a national project by regionally. I mean, India is so big that one state can be as big as Britain. But they do have offices there and they do have staff there. I believe I have some documentation on India that I can also provide if that helps. And the panel is going to be taking this documentation.
Yes,
the claim is in stark contradiction.
Somebody has just told you
to the Congress denial. The Congress came out and said that Cambridge Analytica was never employed by the party. I want to play out those two contrasting sound bites. On the one side, it's Christopher Wiley, the whistleblower. Don't shout me down, sir. You're heckling me. Give me 30 seconds. Viewers are just joining this broadcast. They need to understand what is going on. This is a serious claim. If the Congress was in bed or client of Cambridge Analytica that has been charged with stealing Facebook users' data to manipulate their minds, that is of national security implications. Forget about anything else. Forget about vote fixing. Forget about fraud. Listen, on the one side is Christopher Wiley. On the other side is the Congress vehement denial. Listen to this contrast.
Indian National Congress or the Congress President have never used and never hired the services of the company called Cambridge Analytica mentioned by the Union Law Minister.
Viewers, did you hear that? Two very different claims. One says we did business, the other side says no. We're going to take a short break. This gets deeper. The Congress party going to react at 8:30. the first time that the Congress is going to come out and explain what's going on. We come right back to this. Don't go away. Any moment now, the Congress party is going to clarify on the claims that have been made by the whistleblower to the UK House of Commons. We're also joined by Paranjoy Thakurta. He was here for another debate, but we will lean on him perhaps to comment on this story as it's unfolding right before us. It broke at about 7 o'clock on Times Now, the first channel to report this story. It has assumed a momentum of its own. We've just had the minister in government, Ravi Shankar Prasad, coming out and suggesting that the Congress party was misleading the nation, lying, and therefore owes an explanation. Paranjoy Thakurta, how bad is this looking for the Congress party?
It's looking bad for the entire political class in this country. We've been hearing stories about whether the Namo app, and if you use that app, it's going to leak all your data. We've been talked about this Janata Dal United politician whose son is running and another body which is affiliated to Cambridge Analytica. And among its clients is supposed to be the BJP, the Congress and the JDU. So the entire political class comes out, doesn't come out particularly clean. I mean, Cambridge Analytica have been using absolutely unethical means to mine data for political purposes across the world. And we are seeing what our politicians...
Why do you think the Congress went to such lengths to deny this link?
That you should ask the Congress.
Why do you think?
I have not the foggiest idea.
Do you believe because it realized that it was resorting to underhand tactics? We will hear from the Congress. But what do you think? Don't you think that is the most serious element?
You should ask Mr. Nalin Kohli and the representatives of the Bharatiya Janata Party on your program. What about all the controversy about the Namo app? You know, today you've done your little share of Congress bashing. Who leaked the EC news first? Was it the BJP IT cell? Was it a Congress social media guy? Was it Times Now? I don't know. Now you're saying this whistleblower has mentioned the Congress. Sure, the whistleblower has mentioned the Congress. The Congress certainly isn't overjoyed about it. But we're seeing what Cambridge Analytica...
May I come in? I would like to come in also.
Okay.
And its
go ahead.
Have been doing.
Nalin Kohli wants to respond.
Sure.
Well, actually, first of all, I'll say the one credit that the BJP, the Bharatiya Janata Party receives is that we don't need to foist surrogate spokespersons. I mean, whether for the left or the Congress. With regard to the Namo app, my friend Mr. Paranjoy Guha Thakur has probably missed keeping track of the news. Otherwise, he would have realized on the Namo app, which of course does not deal with Cambridge Analytica, nor is it hosted on servers in Singapore like the Congress app was, which was duly deleted after that from the App Store. The data is placed in Indian servers. You do have a choice. You have a clear choice. The first choice being log in as a guest and give no permission. And the second is just the normal permission, which he probably, when he uses a food app or a taxi app that is provided, I believe he uses any of the Google-based apps, would be giving the same level of access as you, me or anyone else would give to any of the other social media tools we use. And all that data in any case is not mined, nor is our prostitutes used to kind of find out, and that's the services of a foreign company which the Congress party went ahead and took. So I think there's a huge difference. But what actually is happening is the Congress party, which is in the dirt at the moment, got it at the wrong end of the stick. They are trying to say, no, the BJP is like us. They can't rise to the standard of the BJP, so bring the BJP down into the muck to say they are of the same standard as us. And unfortunately, even well-educated, seasoned people are missing that message.
Mr. Kohli, if I can briefly respond, you know, I'm finding it difficult to choose between the lesser evil. I mean, all of you guys are in that muck. Cambridge Analytica used extremely unethical means for which Facebook and Mr. Mark Zuckerberg has issued full-page advertisements apologizing that their data was literally quote-unquote stolen, mined, and individual privacy was invaded. Now, he's operating out of, you know, the United States. Mr. Narendra Modi hugs him and you all appear together. He comes to India. There are a whole lot of things are happening. But wait, all I'm saying, the entire political class in this country, especially the two largest political parties in this country, don't exactly come out smelling of roses. That's what I wanted to say.
There's a false equivalence being drawn.
Okay.
First of all,
Well, I think first you qualified
like any other app, like any other app, the Namo app
political
asks for some permissions. You can deny it and go ahead, or you can keep it.
Primary political parties, then you qualified it to say that no, the two largest political parties. But I believe that you are not like us guys. And I presume that you are neither on WhatsApp, nor on Facebook, nor on Twitter, or any of the social media teams. Because if you were, then you would have probably followed the petition of Karmanya Singh at the Supreme Court, which spoke about WhatsApp, its data, taking the data from us, and is a misuse of privacy. Unfortunately, we still don't have privacy laws. So actually, don't put it on the political class. I think it applies to everybody, journalists included, sir.
So, who else brings privacy laws, Nalin? Nalin, you are in government. You have not brought privacy laws.
Rahul?
Okay,
no, I don't know
any
why,
moment now the Congress is going to be issuing a statement. We're going to go straight across. Randeep Singh Surjewala to address a press conference. Any moment now.
And why is light being made of a firm called Cambridge Analytica, to whom crores have been paid in violation of electoral laws, who is mining data and manipulating voter data in violation of national security laws?
Well, the BJP is saying, Parunjoy Thakurta, Mr. Hegde, the BJP is saying very clearly.
Sees it as an equivalence between an app taking permissions, which it can legitimately do, and
well, let me tell you that the Namo app requires the maximum number of 22 permissions. It requires 22 permissions.
There is another side to this
and 22
story,
permissions that are taken, those are being used for Google Analytics, which even if Caravan has an app, it will do. If Congress app, which Mr. Thakurta must be using, also does. In fact, it was taking his data to Singapore.
It's not that simple. It requires 22 permissions.
You can deny those permissions.
Well, you know, I don't know many very savvy people who are going to be able to judge for
privacy
themselves.
policy
Anyhow,
on record said that we are sharing the information you're giving us with like-minded groups. Which like-minded groups? With
the
Mr.
liability
Thakurta
is with the user. I can understand that, but I just wish
people infiltrators. I don't know. I don't know which are the like-minded groups. INC's privacy policy said that we share the information with like-minded group. Now, Mr. Thakurta may be a like-minded group, but a stone pelter may also be. So I'm okay with Thakurta, but a stone pelter is being given the information. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not comparing you with a stone pelter. I don't compare you with an accident.
This is very strange.
You're a great journalist.
Gentlemen, this is very strange. Give me 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds. It's very strange. But we were told that at 8:30, a statement would be issued by the Congress national spokesperson and the head of their media cell, Randeep Singh Surjewala, who came out, but walked right back in. So he stood for about 10 seconds, and then he walked straight back in to his office. And now he comes out, and hopefully he's going to give us an elaborate statement, because as of now, he's sort of talking informally to the press. We can see those pictures. Suspense builds. Viewers, suspense builds, because the Congress has about 2 or 3 important questions to answer. One of them is that with the whistleblower under sworn testimony linking the party to Cambridge Analytica, this dubious company, will the Congress provide a substantive explanation for why this whistleblower has made this claim? Secondly, why has the Congress gone so far out of its way to deny claims which have now fallen flat, quite evidently? What was the nature of this association that it required the Congress to go to such great extent to hide? Thirdly, can the Congress adduce any proof that absolves it of the claims that have been made that its associate was mining Facebook data of users to influence them? As of now, Randeep Singh Surjewala surveying the scene in the Congress media briefing room, not stepping up to issue a statement, which makes it more and more surprising. Sanjeev Srivastava, how important is it for the Congress to come out and issue a clarification? Or do you believe that they don't need to?
No, if they don't, then they'll be seen as guilty. I would say that. So they have to come out and make a statement. But between the last time I spoke and said that the Congress really owes an explanation, and then afterwards some of the things which you said attributing it to the whistleblower, also maybe makes me think that perhaps the Congress party may say that one of its regional leaders used Cambridge Analytica or some associates Because the last statement of Randeep Surjewala was fairly categorical. Neither the Indian National Congress nor the Congress President Rahul Gandhi has used the services of Cambridge Analytica. So maybe if they can defend those 2 points, that the Indian National Congress on a national scale and the Congress President have not personally used it, then they may still have a defense. But I am only trying to outguess. Let's just wait and hear what Surjewala has to say.
I think he's made a comment. Let's go straight across.
उल्टा चोर कोतवाल को डांटे। झूठे कानून मंत्री श्री रविशंकर प्रसाद जी आए दिन एक मनगढ़ंत झूठ घड़कर भारतीय जनता पार्टी और मोदी सरकार की ओर से देश का ध्यान भटकाने का षड्यंत्र कर रहे हैं। 2 दिन पहले ही कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका, जिसका इस्तेमाल उन्हीं के पार्टनर अवनीश राय द्वारा माना गया कि 2014 के चुनाव में कांग्रेस के खिलाफ भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस की सरकार को गिराने के लिए एक षड्यंत्र के तहत कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका इस्तेमाल किया गया। और किसके द्वारा किया गया? विदेश से आए एक एनआरआई गुजराती बिजनेसमैन के द्वारा, जो इस बात के लिए करोड़ों रुपया कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका को दे रहा था कि किस प्रकार से कांग्रेस के खिलाफ षड्यंत्र किया जाए। और यह खुलासा हमने नहीं किया, यह खुलासा हिंदुस्तान के एक नागरिक ने, जो कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका की पार्टनर कंपनी ओबीआई के अंदर पार्टनर हैं अवनीश राय जी ने किया। उसके बाद भारतीय जनता पार्टी की कलई खुल गई। कांग्रेस के खिलाफ सीए कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका से षड्यंत्र कौन करवा रहा था? स्वाभाविक तौर से भारतीय जनता पार्टी। परंतु आज तक उसका कोई जवाब भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने नहीं दिया। फिर नमो ऐप के माध्यम से, जो नरेंद्र मोदी जी की व्यक्तिगत ऐप है, सरकारी नहीं, किस प्रकार देश का डेटा चोरी किया जा रहा है या लेकर भागा जा रहा है, इसकी चर्चा भी हुई, उसका भी कोई जवाब नहीं आया। आज देश के सामने सरकार के खिलाफ नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन है। 39 भारतीय नागरिक कैसे और कब मारे गए, इसका कोई जवाब विदेश मंत्री नहीं दे पाई। नीरव मोदी यानी छोटा मोदी और उनके मामा मेहुल चौकसी कब वापस सरकार लेकर आएगी, जो देश का 30,000 करोड़ से रुपया अधिक लेकर भाग गए, इस पर मोदी जी और उनकी सरकार चर्चा नहीं कर रही। किसान और नौजवान के पास आज भी उनके सामने उतनी ही विकट स्थिति है। परंतु हमारे झूठे कानून मंत्री रविशंकर प्रसाद जी को विदेश में दिए गए एक अंग्रेज के बयान को लेकर वो चिंतित हैं, परंतु वो उसे भी सेलेक्टिवली पढ़ना चाहते हैं। ये भूल गए कि जब हाउस ऑफ कॉमन्स के एक सांसद ने उसी व्यक्ति से खड़े होकर यह पूछा कि ब्रिटिश कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका किस प्रकार से कांग्रेस की सरकार के खिलाफ एक षड्यंत्र कर रही थी और एक विदेशी गुजराती उसको पैसे दे रहा था, तो उसके बारे में भी कानून मंत्री अब सफाई देने से पूरी तरह से बच गए। हमारा केवल ये कहना है, देश के सामने गंभीर समस्याएं हैं, समेत डेट और डेटा चोरी की। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने तो चुनाव आयोग की डेट भी चोरी कर ली, और डेटा तो इस देश का हर रोज चोरी हो रहा है, वो आधार हो या नमो ऐप हो। तो इसलिए ध्यान मत भटकाइए, जवाब दीजिए, क्या आपको इस देश के खुद के नागरिक अवनीश राय पर विश्वास नहीं, जिसने रहस्य उद्घाटन किया और कहा कि कांग्रेस के खिलाफ कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका को लाया गया था 2014 में षड्यंत्र करने के लिए। एक ऐसी षड्यंत्रकारी कंपनी को न कांग्रेस ने कभी एंगेज किया, ना हमने उनकी सर्विसेज कभी ली। जवाब देने की जरूरत रविशंकर जी, आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी को और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार को है। और मैं भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस के मन से आपको चुनौती देता हूं, आप कानून मंत्री हैं, आपके प्रधानमंत्री हैं, आप वो क्यों सारे सबूत, क्यों सारे साक्ष्य, क्यों सारे तथ्य सार्वजनिक नहीं कर देते? किसने किसको एंगेज किया, कौन कहां से पैसा लेकर आया, इस सारे षड्यंत्र का घालमेल सामने आ जाएगा। क्यों अखबार के माध्यम से आप बार बार और टेलीविजन के माध्यम से झूठे इल्जाम लगाकर भाग जाते हैं? आप कानून मंत्री हैं, हम चुनौती देते हैं, अगर कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका और ओबीआई के खिलाफ जो भी आपको सबूत है, उनके आधार पर एफआईआर दर्ज करवाइए। हमने 3 दिन पहले भी कहा आपके अंदर हिम्मत है तो फेसबुक पर भी और कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका पर भी और उनकी पार्टनर कंपनी पर भी आप एफआईआर क्यों नहीं दर्ज करवाते? इसलिए कि आपको मालूम है कि अगर एफआईआर दर्ज करवाएंगे तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी की साठगांठ की कलई खुल जाएगी। इसलिए केवल ध्यान भटकाने के लिए आप इस प्रकार की षड्यंत्रकारी बातें कर रहे हैं। देश मोदी जी और रविशंकर जी की झूठ से अब थक गया है, अब सच्चाई का सामना कीजिए। टू से
Okay, that was the Congress national spokesperson and the head of their media cell. Did he answer the question, the specific question? Did he say categorically that this whistleblower is lying?
No.
No, says the BJP.
No.
Sanjeev Srivastava, what I heard was a lot of deflection.
Not at all. There was not one thing on the biggest story of the day. Not one thing about the statement of the whistleblower, not one thing about the naming of the Congress party in no other place than the House of Commons. Instead, this was the classic approach.
Let him respond.
Digress. Move away from facts.
Sanjeev
Set up a new set of questions.
We heard a lot about the
none of the serious questions will need to be answered. And within that also bring a whole set of lies to somehow generate some kind of controversy. Look at the irony that Obleno company or whatever was formed sometime in 2013, end of...
Let me go
so why
first
was
to Sanjeev
the BJP need their help when we were going to win the 2014, which was clear.
The BJP said this was a deflection. No specific
and it's well known that
answers.
this guy Amrish went ahead and met with
No categoric
the Cambridge Analytica team
to the whistleblower. Okay, 1 minute, let's go around
and
the panel.
in 2017, Rahul Gandhi ji had to meet with Alexander
Okay, 1 second.
That's the whole story.
Let me come out to Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava.
And it should be looked at.
Okay, Ashutosh, 1 second. Sanjeev Srivastava, specific?
Okay. No, Surjewala categorically said in his statement that Indian National Congress has not used the services of Cambridge Analytica, and he challenged Ravi Shankar Prasad and said that Kanun Mantri and Pradhan Mantri should
Mr.
register
Christopher
an FIR
Wiley in a court of law in UK and dismiss his statements. Challenging Ravi Shankar Prasad is not of any use. Go to UK court, challenge his statement. Point number 1. Point number 2. Avnish Rai is lying. Avnish Rai is lying. 2013 December Cambridge Analytica was wrong. How could it be used by BJP or against Congress or for Congress and against BJP in 2014?
Okay, we can't agree. We can't agree on anything on this panel. 1 second.
You're there off through the day in any case. At least give others some time.
Okay,
you are there
I don't want to get into which channel you are on all day.
Okay, let's not get personal here.
He's got personal with me.
Okay, gentlemen, let's not get personal.
Yeah.
Let's just keep this about
allow
thought.
me to speak. No.
Okay, let him finish.
Allow me to speak.
Sanjeev
Why should he
Srivastava.
The moderator will tell me you don't give me lectures here.
Okay, Mr. Poonawala, please.
He has this
I was not an employee of a former congressman like you.
Okay.
I was not an employee of a channel of a former congressman. Don't make me open my mouth, Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava. I respect you, but you can't bully me every time.
Okay,
Mr. Shehzad Poonawala, don't make me open my mouth
you
now.
Open your mouth, I don't care.
Okay,
What all
gentlemen,
you are
we are not
being paid for
washing.
and
Look, you are probably on Facebook, both of you. Your laundry is probably already being washed by Cambridge Analytica. I'm sorry to say, it's all out. There are no secrets today.
I don't speak over you. I have never spoken over you.
All of you guys.
All of you guys are missing the biggest story of the day.
Okay, biggest story of the day is being missed.
What is that? Hear me out.
Says Prananjoy
I want to tell my dear friend Mr. Nalin Kohli and others
people like you think and say.
That the biggest story of the day is not what the whistleblower has alleged about the Congress and the involvement of Cambridge Analytica. Nor is it the biggest story is not about what the whistleblower has allegedly said.
Okay.
The biggest story is also not about the news about the Election Commission of India's announcement of the date of the Karnataka election.
Point. I don't have so much time.
What is the biggest story? Is that moves are being made to remove the Chief Justice of India for the first time. That is the biggest story.
That is what Times Now reported. We'll come to that. There's a time and a place for every discussion. And unfortunately, I didn't time the Congress's press conference. And we had to cut to it. Yeah. So, Mr. Paranjoy Thakurta, had I not, people would have said, look, Times Now did not cut to the Congress press conference, never bothered with their clarification. This is a show that believes in balance. I want to go straight across to Mr. Hegde. Mr. Hegde, at the end of the day, the onus lies on the Congress. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. And we didn't get
Even
the threat of a lawsuit against this whistleblower. If the whistleblower is going to such extents to tarnish the Congress's reputation, surely it must seek legal recourse. It asked the BJP to file cases against FB, the Analytica company, its partner company. What about the Congress?
At the end of the day, if there is a criminal act in India, you have to set the criminal law in motion by filing an FIR, beginning an investigation.
Okay.
The BJP is in power. It is empowered to do so. And please go ahead and file as many FIRs as I can, because I, as a lawyer, welcome all kinds of cases and all kinds of clients.
The light is necessary.
And I also welcome more work for the legal profession.
Okay,
May I just correct something?
Wonderful. I know where your bread is going to be buttered from. If you put your hand up and ask the Congress to defend them as you've ably done today on this debate.
May I just
we'll leave it at that.
something?
Look, gentlemen, I'm running out of time. On the news hour, we move forward on this. We move on.